Hey everyone, how's it going? Nate here from Octave Studios, and it's time for another tips and tricks video. This time I want to dive into something that Zack of Advantage Vocal Lessons brought up a few weeks ago. So what is that? That is going to be proper breathing techniques and dynamics. So let's just dive right into this because it's really important for all of you vocalists out there. Okay, so the first thing that Zack brings up in his video is breathing properly. The first thing you don't want to do is breathing from the chest. And what I mean by that is when you take in a huge gulp of air or any air at all, you don't want your chest to rise up like this. That's not where you don't want to breathe from here. You only actually get like a very small amount of air from there. What you actually want to do is aim from your core or your stomach and try to activate the floating ribs that you have in your back. Best way I could think of is breathing from the balls is the best way I thought was taught of it. It allows your core to expand instead of your chest, and you'll actually get a lot more breath and air to work with. And those floating ribs, if you're able to have those, that's a great reserve as a last minute elongation. If you have a long sustain that you need to hit and you're not sure if you can, having that little bit of extra air due to your floating ribs there, it's really handy. So what you really want to try to do is, again, breathe from the core. So you want to be able to feel like you are feeling it in here, especially, and back here as well. That's where you'll really feel it, and you'll notice that through that you'll have a bit more control. The next thing that Zack touches on is planning your breaths properly. The last thing you want to do, especially when you're a new vocalist, is just take in huge gulps of air all the time. It's going to put a lot of pressure on your lungs, it's going to put a lot of pressure on your body, and it's just not going to work out for you. What you want to do is plan out the breaths. When are you going to take a breath? When are you going to exhale? When are you going to take in a deep breath? When are you going to do a really short intake for a quick burst and then give yourself a break to take in a larger breath after that? You need to be able to plan this, and that'll help you with your longevity throughout a set. If you're able to map out where all of your vocals are going to be, it'll make it that much easier for you to make it through the set and make sure that everything works out for you down the line. Changing my lighting now because, the next thing that Zack touches on is making it a quick inhale through the mouth. You want the breath to be very short. You want it to be about the length of you saying the word It shouldn't be any longer than that, and it's just as simple as and with all of that, I got all the air I need right now to do what I need to do. If I needed to scream, that would work. It wouldn't be too hard. Now, I didn't warm up, so that probably sounded like shit. But you guys get the premise. Like, you need to be able to do really short, quick breaths. You don't want to take a long time being like, that's way too much time. You don't want to be in that situation. You want to be able to, in a live situation, be quick. Now, if you're in a studio situation, it might be slightly different if you're preparing for certain lines and roles. But again, quick breaths will allow you to control it a lot easier, and it'll keep you from getting lightheaded too. If you're taking really long breaths and then releasing those actually might cause some issues for you. You might get a little lightheaded and a little dizzy. Who knows? So really try to make your breaths short and quick and filling up, again, that lower abdomen, back, floating rib area. Now, the main reason a lot of this is important, and this is just a gloss over of what Zack has on his page, and I believe he's going to have a video on this as well, so you'll be able to get his direct help on how to properly go about this. But this is all really key in making sure your voice doesn't sound dull. If you're able to breathe properly, you'll be able to help get the proper character for your voice. On top of a proper warm-up regimen and some other little skills that singers have, breathing is very core in making sure that your voice is as defined as it needs to be. I've definitely noticed in my vocal covers that different vocal styles require different types of breathing in certain aspects. Whether it's Serge Tankian or Darien from System of a Down, or Spencer Sotelo or Howard Jones or Jesse Litch or Maynard, they all have different ways of going about things, and their breathing really helps dictate how they go about it. So keep that in mind. It should really help. Go follow Zack again on Advantage Vocal Lessons. It'll be very helpful for you to maybe just follow him. He is a vocal coach, and it might be easier for you to get it directly from the source. So I would very much encourage you to go and check out Advantage Vocal Lessons and Zachary, because he does some great stuff. There are also some other great warm-ups on YouTube. There's Mary Zimmer with Voice Hacks. That's a very good one, that if you are looking for some quick knowledge on how to do things. She really dives into some aspects really well. And there's some other very good vocal warm-ups that you can find just to help go about everything. And there are some that are specifically designated for breathing. And if you're not used to working and conditioning your breathing, go and look into that and make that the next thing you work on. With all that, I'll see you guys next time, and take care.